Boom, 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 Shanker. How's it going, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with a post-match reaction video for you for the Carabao Cup game between Manchester United and Rochdale at Old Trafford. I mean, we won the game on penalties. It's finished 1-1 in normal time. I mean, it's an absolutely gash-tastic result and performance in the end for United. The result, okay, we won the game on penalties. The actual progression in the cup, fine, that's great. Fantastic. A win's a win. Got to enjoy the win. Got to enjoy Sergio Romero making that save for the penalty and the passion from him. Got to enjoy Dan James getting the winner. But look, lads, we've just drawn 1-1 with shitty Rochdale at Old Trafford in the Carabao Cup. And the first half we maybe created enough and deserved enough to go in leading. But if not for our toothless, gash-tastic players who cannot frickin' finish if they were in a brothel, a free one at that, then, you know, that's the reason why we made such a meal of that game. And Rochdale, I said shitty Rochdale, fair play to Rochdale, man. Look, credit to Rochdale, they put in a really good display today. They bossed it at times, you know, just with the way they organised and defended. And also, the second half, you know, as soon as they've gone 1-1 down, they've gone 1-0 down, they have rallied and they changed and they got forward and they created. So look, man, United are absolutely shite at the moment. That's just the way it is. It's a complete real rebuild jobby at the club. We put a few younger players on there today, sure. Sure, we put a few young players on there. We should have enough on the pitch to get the job done and much more convincingly than that. We had a World Cup winner, Paul Pogba, in the centre of the park, who literally looked like he was a bloody Milk Cup winner or something. Bloody useless out there he was today, sorry. You know, Fred in the centre of the park was meaningless. Jesse Lingard, okay, he got the assist for Greenwood with a bit of fortune, really. Other than that, absolutely freaking shin guard out there was Lingard. Useless. So, look, the team, those are our experienced players. The reason I'm talking about those guys as opposed to anybody else right now is because they're the experienced players. They're the seasoned professionals. They're the ones that are supposed to perform. Pogba is a £90 million asset on 300k a week. You should be bossing a game against the midfielder of Rochdale. But to be fair, you know, Rathbone, I think his name was, he's done a fantastic, tremendous job against Pogba today. I mean, it's just one of those scenarios for United where we're simply a long way away from where we should be right now. And I hate to be negative after a win, but the fact of the matter is, in that second half, forget the first, I thought we dominated the game in the first half and we should have scored if not for bottle jobs in front of goal. The second half, though, absolutely blank bloody average, absolutely gash-tastic, lacking in creativity at times, couldn't break them down at times. This is Rochdale. This isn't Bayern frickin' Munchen. This is frickin' Rochdale here, lads. Okay? A League One team who probably didn't even have their full-strength team out. They had a 16-year-old player, and who, by the way, sign him or her up, whatever it is. No, sorry about that, but listen, sign him up because he was quality. He's 16 years of age. He's not the most masculine of fellows, but give him 4 or 5 years and a bit of gym time, this lad looks special. Anyway, he scored the goal for them, 16 years of age. We allowed them back into it. We're a shocking excuse for a football team at the moment. We just managed to beat Rochdale on penalties. Those are the facts. Those are the facts. So, everybody who tuned into my live stream watch on, thanks very much for stopping by, and thanks for stopping by on this video. Do us a favour, smash a cheeky little like on it if you're in here, and give it a share if you can on social media, much appreciated. And we'll get into your comments in a little bit, but I just want to talk a little bit more about the team. Look, I'm not going to criticise Ole Gunnar Solskjaer too much, okay? I know he's not been given the full tools, but still, the tools we had out there on the pitch today, come on, lay off it. We got much more quality out there than Rochdale, so we got something wrong. But what I would say as well is it's the players. The players, man. They're just bang average. Their head's gone. Their head's gone in half of these players, man. If you look at the new players, the young players, the hungry players, they're the ones doing the business for us. You know, generally, people like James and, you know, even Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka actually made his first error, I think, for United today, you could argue. For their goal, he was slightly out of position when the ball's come over, allowed their winger to get the ball in, which led ultimately to the goal. So even Wan-Bissaka's not come out of this with a completely glowing report today. But generally, other than that, was all good. Look, we're just a considerable margin off being a Manchester United team right now. Ollie needs time. Ollie needs money to spend. Ollie needs a window. But we also have to get this team performing a lot better right now. Because, you know, this isn't Man City we came up against. It's Rochdale. They're a bang average team. They're in League One. Pogba gets paid more than all their squad in 1 week. Come on. I mean, I can't paper over the cracks, for you guys and say that it was a good performance, because it wasn't. First half was okay. It was drab at best, I suppose. But the second half, where it really went to shite, where we really were questioning our creativity and being able to break them down, and if we could even do that. Look, I mean, we looked second best at times in that second half against Rochdale. We had that performance against FC Astana in the Europa League, probably similar sort of standard. Made a right meal of that, just managed to get the win. But this game, it was even worse in a lot of ways, because we had a better standard, a better calibre of player on there. Experienced players in the squad, people like Phil Jones, people like Rojo, people like Lingard, Pogba and Fred, they're all quite experienced footballers, aren't they? They're not young whippersnappers like Williams, who came on and, didn't give the best of account of himself because he's a young lad making his debut. They're not that. You're talking about seasoned World Cup winners and shite. International players for all their countries, basically, all of them. So it was a dreary, drab performance by United, lacking the cutting edge in front of goal once again. That's what one of the main things I'll talk about in this video, is just the same themes that we've been struggling with lately are all true. Not being able to break down lesser opposition and create enough is a big issue. But when we do, and we did enough today, don't get me wrong, we dominated at times. When we do create against these lesser opposition, we don't have the killer instinct to put the ball in the back of the net. We don't have that axeman up top there like a Rude or somebody who could slot it away. Or some of the other players. Now, don't get me wrong, Mason Greenwood got on the score sheet today. Bloody hell, get in there. What a young talent we got there. What a special player. He looks so great. 17 years of age, got the ball from Lingard. He could have had a pop, taken it, he was on his outside. He could have taken a pop then and there, but he's got the wherewithal just to try and improve the situation a little bit more. Takes it inside, does the defender, slots it away, bottom right-hand corner, hard and with great placement. Mason Greenwood, man, we've got a serious special talent on our hands here. He's 17, though. He's got a lot of, got a big learning curve. He's got a lot to improve upon. But the thing is, right now, I'm telling you, he looks like our best finisher. In terms of natural finishing ability, he had a few chances today. A couple of them were on target. The other one, goal. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's very, very good. He's a very good young talent. His movement as well seems a lot more natural than the likes of Rashford. To me, Gashford shouldn't be anywhere near playing striker anytime soon. Sorry, it would take some sort of an atomic bomb for me to change my mind on that we should put Rashford in there. But fact is, Rashford is good for us. He's been okay. Out wide is probably his best position. Greenwood's come in there today, looked more natural, scored, got on the score sheet, looked confident, scored his penalty too in the penalties that we had against Rochdale. So, look, all credit to Mason Greenwood. He probably does get my man of the match for various reasons, because of the youth of the lad, the fact that he's 17, the fact that he made the most of a couple of chances that he had, and he was a complete threat throughout that entire game. So for me, Mason Greenwood comes out of this with a lot of confidence. I'll go through the rest of the starting 11 and tell you how I thought they performed, and we'll see if you guys think the same. But Mason Greenwood, to me, good solid performance from him. The three behind, Pereira to me today was bloody useless. He was absolutely filth. There was no end product from him. His corners were gash-tastic. His crosses were gash-tastic. He was just generally freaking gash-tastic. Sorry, but, like to see somebody else play in the next game. Not really sure what happened with Angel Gomez, whether he's picked up an injury, but he was nowhere near the squad tonight. I would have liked to have seen him play in there instead of either Lingard or Pereira. Chong started the first half quite well, actually, I thought. Tahith Chong obviously played on the left-hand side in the first half for United and got subbed off after about, 10 or 15 minutes of the second half after being switched out to the right. But the first half by Tahith Chong I actually thought was pretty decent. He was trying to make stuff happen down that left-hand side, getting forward, couple of really good balls into the box. But listen, nothing to write home about once again. Good, but not great. Good, but not great. And in the second half, when he came out, he just lacked, I don't know if it's squad fitness or, match fitness that he's lacking, but just seemed to go off the boil, giving the ball away a little bit careless in that second half. And rightfully, this time around, Ole Gunnar took him off the pitch. That's what I wanted to see from Ole, a couple of changes. He made a change at half-time due to an injury to Phil Jones, brought Williams on, good young lad, shuffled the pack a bit, put Rojo at centre-back. So he showed some form of in-game management tonight. It just didn't really work out for us. He was at least trying to alter the game. Whereas a lot of the other games you've seen from United recently, we've been behind, we've been out, we've been down, and he's waited for too long to make these key changes. That's his problem. He hasn't been making the changes quick enough recently. Today, thankfully, he at least did try to do that to the most part. The players in behind then, so that covers the three in behind. I thought Lingard was bloody bang average. Look, I said it in my live chat, anytime Lingard plays, I just think he's going to put in a shit performance because he's done that for about a year now. Every single time, puts in a shit performance. Same with Matic. Matic, when he plays, I expect in a shite performance. That's just the way it is. He can change my mind. Technically, Lingard did get an assist tonight, but really, it was the easiest, obvious pass that he could have played, and Mason Greenwood did all the hard work, in my opinion. But there you go. The two in behind the three then, Pogba and Fred. I mean, I don't have much positive things to say about either of them. Pogba should be playing for Rochdale based on that performance. In fact, he should be deputising for Rathbone for them or whatever. Because he was just so bang average. His passing was off, his shooting was off, having shots from distance out of frustration going over by, 3 goals they would have got in if there was 3 goals stacked on top of each other. So you're talking about a bit of a piss poor performance from Paul Pogba, but he's coming back into it. But I can't forgive these performances, man. Week after week after week, bang average shite. Paul Pogba returned today, a static piece of wood there, and he missed a lot of the chance. He missed a lot of the chance. He did a couple of nice things, sure, but really not that good. Freddie Flintstone, bang bloody average, yabba dabba do time. Let's have a gay old time. Not today, because Fred was freaking bang average. That's all I'm going to say. Those two players in the centre of the park, throwing up all sorts of question marks again. Look, Pogba can do it. That's the annoying thing. I think what we needed to see today was maybe Garner and Fred starting in the centre of the park, even though Fred didn't coat himself in glory. I'm just saying that was what I would have done, Garner and Fred. And then instead of Jesse Lingard, I'd have put Pogba in there, in that position. Let's see what he can do there. He doesn't like working, Paul Pogba. He doesn't like tracking back. He doesn't like running back. He doesn't like getting stuck in there. He likes to create, and he dawdles. And if you put him in a position where he can't dawdle, i.e. in behind the striker where it's all about quick pass and move stuff to try and create, I think he does better there. But we'll see. We'll see what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer chooses to do with him. Everyone's like, oh, the saviour, Paul Pogba coming back into the team tonight. Watch what he does. Watch what Pogba does. He's going to rip up Rochdale a new one because he's Paul Pogba. We paid 90 million for him. He's on 300k a week. He's a World Cup winner. He was great for Juventus. He's great for France. He's going to rip Rochdale a new one. Well, did he? Did he? And that, my friends, is why I don't rate Paul Pogba as a footballer for United. Because he's just not consistent or good enough. Playing Rochdale. Do you know what I mean? Oh, it's wound me up tonight. I'm glad we got the win in the end, but it's really wound me up because it was an awful performance. Defensively, let's talk about it then. Rojo, I thought, was pretty good, actually. First half especially, getting forward, trying to create stuff, trying to make stuff happen from a deep position. Fair play to the lad. Twanzebe, captain in the side, young lad. Good performance from him tonight, I thought. Phil Jones went off. The Williams lad came on, did all right, I suppose. Not really, but did okay, I suppose. And then who was our other centre-half who played in that game? Oh, right, yeah, Rojo went over. Anyway, Romero in goal, fair play to him, did okay throughout the game. And, of course, big moment in that penalty shootout, saving one of their penalties. So, fair play. That's basically my assessment of the team. I'd say that it was an all-round bang average performance from everybody involved. Dan James, when he came on, shining light, really good performance from him when he came on, trying to make stuff happen, taking men on, getting balls in, trying to make stuff happen. That's what United situation is right now. We've got a 17-year-old Mason Greenwood who's our main goal scorer. We've got a 21-year-old Dan James who come up from Swansea and wasn't even meant to be one of our standout star players this season. He's having to provide the moments of magic for United at the moment. All the senior players who seem to play, whoever it may be, whenever they're stuck in the side, they're bang average. I can accept these younger lads being bang average because they're trying to earn and learn and earn their place in the team and learn while they go along. Pogba on the other hand, Fred on the other hand, Lingard on the other hand, man the hell up and be a professional footballer, boys and girls. Anyway, those are my opinions. They're very strong opinions, I'll give you that. But that's just how I feel. I'm very frustrated with United and the performance tonight. Nowhere near good enough. Absolutely lacking in tenacity, lacking in bottle, lacking in character towards the end of normal time there as well to find a way back into it. And also, just lacking in front of goal again. It's all well and good creating chances. You got to cap them off, and United struggle with that. Pogba missed an absolute sitter of a header. It was gilt-edged. Don't get it. Anyway, guys, thank you to everybody who's tuning in right now. Smash a like on it, subscribe, get your comments in now. I'm going to read a bunch out in the comment section, so thank you to everybody who is tuning in. And get them in. I'll read them out, see what you guys think about the performance. Who was your standout player? Who is your gasher of the game? Let me know. Anyway, Ali Khan comments, you guys suck, United are trash. Well, I can't really argue with that at the moment, but look, it is a rebuilding job. At least we got the win. Spurs were in the Champions League final last season, and they went out to Colchester on penalties, a League 2 team. So look, it does happen. I've said it in the previous post-match reaction video where we lost to West Ham, that United, we're just going to have to expect and accept some of these awful performances from our players right now. You know, because you got people out there like freaking Paul Logba, you got Freddie Flintstone, whatever his bloody name is, you know, Jesse Mingard, or whatever his bloody name is, Gashley Clunge, you know, oh, who else is there? Gashford. You know, we just don't have the players right now who are in form and doing it. That's the issue. It's not really the problem of the manager, I don't think. He's going to need time. He's going to need time and resources to be able to rebuild this team and shape it into his vision and what he wants to do. It's too easy to just write him off right now. That's what everybody seems to be doing. I've seen loads of Ollie out things in the watch and all that. You're all talking cod shit, lads. Ollie shouldn't be sacked anytime soon. Even if we do start putting in really poor results and performances, it's going to get worse before it gets better in a lot of ways. He needs to work, progress, learn, adapt, absolutely. But so do the players, and he needs to be able to have his mark on this United side. Bringing those 3 players in the summer transfer window is not putting his mark on this side. I'm sorry, it's just not. Lost Lukaku, lost Sanchez. Yeah, he's putting his mark on the side that way. But if you're telling me he was happy with those 3 players at the end of the window and not getting a striker and not getting a winger and not getting a central midfielder, then you're kidding yourself, because he would have been absolutely trying his hardest to get them in, because he knows who we've got in there at the moment. It's not good enough. He's having to work with subpar tools and try and make something of it. And everyone says he's not got the experience. Tell that to Jose, tell that to Louis van Gaal, a couple of the most experienced managers you're likely to ever meet. They struggled at United. They couldn't make it work with a bit of time as well. Ollie needs time. The mentality needs to change. The tactics need to change. The belief and the confidence of United need to change. Everything. We just need to get back into the right mentality, fighting for every single ball out there. And there's times today where I didn't see that from all the players. Anyway, let's read a few more comments out then, guys. Diddley Squat says, only Jesus can make bread from stones. Ollie can't. Fair enough. Yeah, good comment there. I mean, he's not a miracle worker. He can't be expected to come in there and just turn United's fortunes overnight when we've probably realistically got the 6th best squad in the league and we've spent nowhere near the amount that we needed to in order to close the gap and make the actual improvements. We didn't get the key players in the key areas. Few injury problems were screwed. But listen, don't get me wrong. The team we put out tonight, it's more than capable of battering that team 5-0. So why didn't we? That's what we've got to ask ourselves. It's a combination of stuff. Are we getting the coaching right on the training field? Is Ollie going to motivate them right? Are his tactics right? Are the coaches, are we approaching games properly? Are the lads' mentalities right? Are we motivating them right before game? There's a lot of factors in this, but I think a lot of it is the players. Simple as that. Look at Greenwood, playing out there with freedom, playing out there without fear. He gets a chance, he takes a chance. Other players, I think maybe they've just built this pressure up. Now, Paul Pogba, to me, let's talk about Paul Pogba, because I don't want to just make it about Pogba, because it's not about Pogba. The whole team was gashed tonight, but he was one of the underperformers in the team, and he's one of the biggest star-name players in the team too, so that's wrong. But there's a couple of occasions where, you know, he just lets his head go a little bit. Just lets his head go. And it affects the team, I think. And I don't like to see it. I like to see somebody leading by example out there, really taking the game by the scruff of the neck and trying to make something happen. A la Roy Keane or something. But unfortunately, we just don't have players like that anymore. Feel Good comments, Flying Pig is the man. Enjoy your post-match videos, mate. Thank you very much, Feel Good. You live up to your name, because you certainly made me feel good there, pal. Ellis Owen, Manchester, you're shited. Play first team, yeah, good one there. Viking Red comments, Pig, have you heard the Glazers selling shares? Well, actually, Rincon mentioned something to me earlier about that. I didn't hear anything about that, but look, I'm going to have to do a bit of research, get into it. It sounds pretty crazy, but he was saying they sold a large amount of shares. They're still the majority shareholders. Hopefully, it's the start of a transition at United where they're trying to get out of the club. I hope so. But realistically, they're just selling parts of the club off to finance their own freaking deals and maybe siphon a bit more money out of the club, eh? Wouldn't surprise me. bit more investment in the club. Why spend our own money? Why spend our own money when we could just sell off a whole bunch, still keep control? So I'm not overly excited about this. People are saying maybe it's for transfer kitty. We're generating money so we can spend big in January, spend big in the summer. Not convinced on that one either, to be brutally honest with you. Because United, we've made a shitload of money over the last year. Why are we not spending that money? We sold Lukaku for 70 million in the summer. Net spend of 80 million. Joke of a club, man, in terms of investment. The Glazers, Woodward, they're a joke. They're a joke. I fucking hate them. I do. I love the club. I love Man United, but I absolutely hate the Glazers and I hate Woodward because they're a cancer at this club. They're not helping. Ellis Owen comments, Rochdale used a 16-year-old doing his GCSEs and he was one of the better performers out there on the pitch as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, he may look like Luka Modric's malnutrition cousin, but he actually put a great performance out there. And to be fair to him, look, 16 years of age, getting the goal against United. They could have gone on to win that game on penalties because it's a lottery at that stage. I mean, he's got to be a hero of Rochdale tonight. 16 years of age. Imagine that. 16-year-old lad playing for Rochdale, scores in the cup against United. Fair play to him. And looked really good throughout. Keep your tabs on that lad. That's what I'd say. Hopefully the old scouts were keeping an eye on him because I thought he looked particularly good in that game against us. Bearing in mind, we're in a team who were going to get dominated by possession and chances. He worked, and when he got a chance, he took it. So I think fair play to the lad. He did great. And the passion and the emotion from him when he scored that goal, it was just pure joy for him. So, to me, those are the sorts of lads we should be looking out for. I know he's only 16 yet. Wait 5 years and see what happens. But, you never know. Rod says, dude is getting laid tonight for sure. No doubt about that one. He's studying for his GCSEs or whatever. He can't even go out into town and get a drink legally. But somebody is giving him the goods tonight. There's no doubt about it. Big Poops comments, Lingard and Pereira suck. I thought they both sucked tonight. Lingard may have got an assist. Mason Greenwood made the assist, if you know what I mean. He put that away. Jesse Lingard's just not up to the standard. Shouldn't be anywhere near the team. There you go. Doesn't matter if they're playing Rochdale, Kettering Town, FC Astana, whoever. He shouldn't be on the team sheet. Only when we get an injury, only when we need somebody to come off the subs bench, then Jesse Lingard should play. It's the Ashley Young situation all over again. Just not good enough. Been an okay servant for United over the years. Come up with a few important moments and goals for United. But generally, just not good enough. Certainly not good enough to be starting games. And this was against Rochdale. This wasn't against Man City. This wasn't against Arsenal. I mean, we've got Arsenal coming up, right? Say what you want about Arsenal. They're ropey at the back. Maybe we can get at them at the back. But in terms of going forward, man, Aubameyang, Lacazette, this Pepe lad, okay, he's done piss all so far. But in terms of looking like an okay player, he's doing good. So, we're going to struggle in that game. I hate to say it. It is El Sacico, in a way. People said about Emery and Solskjaer, who's going to get sacked? It's not El Clasico, it's El Sacico. Fair enough. But I don't think that, even if we get drubbed in that game, the fans should be jumping on Ollie. He's had no bloody time, boys and girls. 6 months in the job. A net spend of 80 million, which is peanuts. The signings that we have got, and he has overseen, are great signings. Wan-Bissaka, Daniel James. Wan-Bissaka made a mistake tonight, though. What do you guys think about that? Right, let's read a bunch more out. We've got a comment here from Quetzalcoatl, who says, the Glazers need to know that they won't rake in as much dough if United are playing in the Championship. I mean, fair point there, buddy. And certainly they won't rake in as much dough and won't be able to generate as much cash in deals and sponsors if we don't have Champions League football. The problem, I said the other day, I think the Glazers, of course they want to get United into the top four because it means more money for them and it means being able to get bigger sponsors and better sponsors and little bonuses here and there from your sponsors for being in the Champions League and TV rights, you get the Champions League money. It's more money. Of course that's what they want, but I just don't think they actually really truly care about United winning the league anytime soon. Because I think if they did, they'd have invested a lot more in the summer. They'd have backed Ollie. And if they didn't back Ollie, they'd have backed Jose the season, the summer before a bit more. They just haven't done that. So I don't think they truly want to close the gap on City, which was 32 fucking points, by the way. I don't think they want to close the gap. Otherwise, they'd have spent a lot more. So it's an absolute joke. Eric Han comments, I feel like Pig has an agenda against Pogba and for Ollie. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I do. You know, people say, do you? Yeah, I do. I don't rate him. Don't rate him as a player for United. Sorry. One good performance out of 6 so far this season for Paul Pogba. Same sort of percentage as last season as well. How can I get behind a player who's being paid 300k a week, who looks great for every other team he's played for, but in a red shirt he melts like a freaking snow cone in Phoenix? Why would I get behind a player like that, pal? You know, I don't have any agenda other than the fact that he's shite for United. That's all that it is. Same with Lingard, think he's absolutely dog turd. Same with Phil Jones, he's dog turd shite. These lads, they're just not good enough for United, so I've voiced my opinion. You guys don't have to agree with them, but you're telling me that performance tonight by Pogba was acceptable. Is that what you're telling me, pal? Because if you are, you want to look in the mirror and give you that header wobble, buddy. Because he was one of the worst players on the pitch. There's no sugarcoating that. AK comments, the amount of money we make, we can spend 250 million to 300 million each year, but the Glazers don't want to. Exactly. I think they just posted £600 million revenue for the last financial year, and we can't spend 150 or 200 million in a window. Pull the other one. The Glazers are literally a cancer at the club, and that's what's going on. I hope that they do spend and try and appease the fans and get a director of football in and oversee things a bit better, but I just don't think that they will. J-Doc says 32 points off and our net spend in the summer was 60 million. Says it all, really. Says it all, really. J-Doc, it says it all. We're 32 points behind our bitter rivals and 31 points behind our other bitter rivals, the Scousers. And we spend what? 60 to 80 million net spend. And we lose 3 experienced footballers. Herrera, who was our best midfielder in a lot of ways. People say Pogba, but Herrera added more to the team. He gave more to the team. Lukaku and Sanchez left. We didn't replace those guys. I mean, they've not set up Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with a very easy season this year. They didn't set it up. I said it at the time. He's got his work cut out for him. Few key injury problems, and we're screwed. We've seen it already happen, unfortunately. But there you go. I mean, we won the game today, but by the skin of our teeth, boys and girls. By the absolute skin of our teeth. Patrick Quinn comments, Pogba result is a disgraceful joke of a player. Well, you know, nothing against Paul Pogba off the pitch, but on the pitch, he doesn't perform for us. So how can I be happy with the performances out there? Paul Scholes, for instance, I know they're not the same player, but Paul Scholes for United, you rarely saw him put in a bad game. When he did put in a bad game, the next week he came back and he put in a good game. He never had one good performance out of 6 in any time that I can remember. And what I mean by that is 5 shite ones and 1 good one. I don't remember that at any time in history for Paul Scholes. He was too consistent, he was too motivated, he was too good. Pogba, on the other hand, he's lacking something. Whether it's mental, I don't know. He got himself in good positions today. He bottled his chances. A lot of it's mental. There you go. Adi Fino comments, Piggy, can you still please blame Matic? Well, you know, this isn't just about Pogba for me. I don't just get on Pogba for the sake of it. It's about who I see out there who performs. Fred was absolutely gash-tastic today. Matic didn't play today. You know my thoughts on Matic. I don't need to get into Matic. I think he's absolutely freaking gash and shouldn't be playing for Manchester United. No chance on earth. So it's not just about any player or anyone in particular. It's just the fact that these players, the likes of Lingard, the likes of Pogba, they don't perform to a high enough standard consistently enough. You can dislike me for saying that. That's my own opinion. I don't rate Pogba as a United player. The sooner somebody comes in and buys in for a significant amount of money and we can reinvest that money in some players like James Maddison or Bruno Fernandes or somebody else who might create and might do something for us, the better. That's how I see it. James Melia comments, we only kept Pogba so Glazers can sell more t-shirts. That's a good point. He's very popular, got a big following. You know, it's a brand thing with Paul Pogba. That's the thing, it's a brand. Last Avenger 85 comments, where do you see us finishing in the league, Piggy? Look, I mean, it's changing every week, isn't it, with how Gash we're doing. It's getting gasher and gasher by the day. But I still think we've got a good enough squad to finish 6th. I think we have the 6th best squad in the league in terms of depth and quality in the first started 11. Great defence, poor midfield, average attack. I think we've got a good enough squad to finish 6th. I think if Ole Gunnar finishes any lower than that, it's a poor season. If he finishes any higher than that, it's a good season for him. 6th is probably where we're at the moment. I hate to say it, but, you know, we're the new Arsenal at the moment. We are. We've got to spend a lot of time. We've got to invest. And we've got to improve over the next coming seasons. It's not going to be an overnight fix. It's not going to work. We need to plan for the future. We need to progress the youth and the young talents we've got at the club. And we do have a lot of those young talents. Greenwood was amazing tonight for a 17-year-old, wasn't he? Cool as a cucumber finish, man. Loving what I'm seeing from him. Not just the finish, but the movement to set up the shot was great. Cutting back inside, doing the defender. Very intelligent lad indeed. Loving what I'm seeing. Manchester United 96 comments, the late 70s, Manchester United were pathetic. We're heading down that miserable road. Change needed. Yes. Dark days they were. And, of course, in the 80s, things didn't improve until later on. It was a difficult period for United, that period of time. We haven't seen such shite, really, since, like, the Ron Atkinson days. So it's been a long time since United have had this period of having no success. We've been spoiled over the years, but now is the time that we are dropping off. But it goes in cycles. We're going to come back. We're going to come back. We've just got to believe in our manager, get behind Ole Gunnar, give him time, give him money, give him investment, and let him work his wonders if he's got wonders to work. But only time will tell. You've got to at least give him the opportunity to do that. Sickens me. People saying Ole out right now. He's had 6 months in the job, taken over from that freaking Portuguese Mr. Bean Jose, who turned us into the most boring, sidey pass football team I've ever seen. Defensive, drab shite when we don't have the defensive players to play that way. He's come in, he turned us around straight away. We looked amazing overnight when he came in. Showed straight away what a little bit of motivation, a little bit of freedom can do out there. Okay, it went to absolute shite. He's not had long enough in the job, boys and girls. Give him a freaking break. But, you know, Rochdale, Astana, losing to West Ham in the manner that we did, we've got to start doing better, and he's got to start doing better too. He's got to start making better judgments, picking the team based on form, not just on names, not just because my name's Paul Pogba or my name's Nemanja Matic, not just picking them based on experience and their name, but actually picking them based on how they're performing and the input that they have into the first team. That's my opinion. That's what he should do. Sick of him not doing that, to be fair. Sick of him just putting players in based on reputation. But there you go. Patrick says, Pig, I'm not saying Ollie out, mate, but some of his game management is poor. Look, his in-game management's been poor recently. Lack of substitutions when required. Tactical ineptness shown at times in that West Ham game. Don't know what the tactics were even. We'd created nothing. We got totally overrun for the entire 90 minutes. Terrible tactics out there. And the selection and the in-game management, not bringing players on quick enough, not taking off the right players. He has done some questionable things, but most managers do. He obviously sees things differently. And who's to say that in the long term it won't work out for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? I think that it will. I do think that it will. Now, it's easy to say that he'll get sacked and he won't do anything. And who's he managed? He's managed Mulder in Cardiff City and he got sacked there, you know. Give him a bit of time. I'm sick of saying it now. Give him bloody time. United are shite at the moment. It's not down to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer right now. It's down to the owners. It's down to Woodward. It's down to a lot of the players as well. Come on. And a bit of Solskjaer. But it's not totally to blame on Ole. He needs time. I'm going to support him for at least until the end of the season. I don't care if we're not getting the results. It's all about him playing the youth now, which he's done in the last couple of games to a bigger extent, developing them, improving them, signing new players, getting rid of the couple of shite players that are just not good enough. You know, Pogba, for instance. Sorry, but I'm just looking at him like an asset these days. Like, how much is he worth? Who could we reinvest in? Because he's just not good enough. And he'll probably turn around next week in the Arsenal game and bang in 2 goals or something. But that doesn't impress me much like Shania Twain, boys and girls. Because it's about a consistency thing. There's no good being Messi one week and frickin' Carlton Palmer the next. There's no good in that. You've got to be Michael Carrick every single week for Manchester United. That's what I'm saying. You've got to be Darren Fletcher every single week. You've got to be Jason Park every single week. Those 3 players I've just named, did you ever see them, ever, put in a series of bad performances? Hell, you might have seen them put in a bad performance. It happens to the best of them. But did you see them put in 6 shit performances in a row? You didn't. You just didn't. Right, guys, a couple of more comments from you guys, and then I'm going to end it. Main Road Blue, yeah, nice one. Says, piss myself laughing. At least we won, mate. You know, come on, Norwich City. Fair enough, you beat Watford 8-0. Do one. Anyway, no, fair enough. Thanks for stopping by. Much appreciated you commenting. Eric Cowan comments, dude, next season we'll still be like, give him time. Yeah, maybe I will. Let's see how we're doing. Let's see how we're progressing. I've said it before, there's many variables. If we finish 8th this season, yet we've had a good run in the Europa, the team's progressing, the youth is looking better, the way we're going about the games, the attacking, the style of football, the tactics are improving, then it's not about the finishing position to me, my friend. It is just about United improving. And if we are improving, then I'll support him. At the moment, we're not really improving, but it's early days in the season. Come on. Phil Jones comments, get Moisey back. I bet you want Moisey back, don't you, Phil? Eh? You never said sacked in the morning to him, did you? Vervito comments, Ollie needs to stamp his authority on the team. Pogba looks like he came to destroy us. I don't know what's going on with Pogba, man. I don't want to make it about Pogba, but crikey. I mean, he's such a good player, but you just don't see it for United. You do not see it for United. Such a good player, but it's just so frustrating. It's really frustrating. That's what it's like. It's kind of like having the keys to the town, but you're locked in a room which you don't have the key to. So you can't get out and enjoy the town. You've got the keys right here to go and enjoy the whole town. The keys to the city, the skeleton key, the master key, whatever you want to call it. But you're stuck in a freaking shitty little shed and you can't work your way out. That's what it's like having players like Paul Pogba playing for United. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. 33 minutes I've been chatting absolute cod shit again. I want to say a big special shout out to you guys for tuning in for this post-match so late as well. Bunch of legends. Smash a cheeky little like on this video, please. Give it a share on social media. Much appreciated. Oh, give it a cheeky little retweet or whatever. And, and also follow me on social media up there. You can follow me. Subscribe to this channel if you're new to the channel. If you've just tuned in and you've never seen this channel before, it's a United channel. We talk about football. We talk about some other teams too sometimes, and some other sports too sometimes. But it's predominantly a Manchester United channel. I do watch-alongs for every single United game live, and also post-match reactions for every single United game, and a bunch of stuff in between. So don't miss the show. Subscribe. Stick around. You'll enjoy it, I promise you. And if you don't enjoy it, you can just unsubscribe later down the road. But subscribe for now. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up. I want to give a shout out to Jarvis Cocker here, who's just sent a cheeky little super chat at the end of this live stream. Thank you very much, Jarvis, for getting in here. He comments, Phil Jones said, brackets, I miss Chris Smalling. Sorry, whatever. Speech marks. I miss Chris Smalling. Well, yeah, I mean, he probably does, to be fair. They were like the Bash Brothers. Do you remember that? Except they weren't like that. Do you remember Mighty Ducks 2? The Bash Brothers? Maybe that's an obscure reference, but either way, they're not like that. They're more like the Gash Brothers. Phil Jones, Chris Smalling, the ultimate Gash Brothers. Let's sell Phil Jones to Roma next season. Chris Smalling makes the permanent deal. Let's reunite the Gash Brothers. Anyway, guys, the Brothers Gash is maybe a better way of wording it. But I'll see you soon. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. Smash a like on it. Everybody who watched my watch along as well. Thank you so much. I had a few more people in there than usual. Maybe just because it's not on TV in the UK. And obviously the penalty's quite exciting and everything. But thank you to everybody who tuned in. Much appreciate each and every one of you out there. Thank you very much. Like, subscribe, comment. Take it easy. You've been watching The Pig on Flying Pig United. Come on, United. Sort your lives out. Now is the time for improvement. As long as we see some improvement between now and Christmas, then Ollie's going to keep his job for me and deserves to be invested in. But we've got to start seeing the improvement. We've got Arsenal coming up Monday night. Ridiculously tough game now. What the hell are we going to do? What the hell are we going to do? Put it this way, Pogba's on the team sheet, Fred's on the team sheet, Lingard's on the team sheet, Matic's on the team sheet. If those guys are starting, I'm freaking seriously questioning things at United. Because play people based on form, please, Ollie. Anyway, I'll see you soon. Take it easy. This is The Big. Have a good one.